And we're live.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's session. It's on regroup and refocus, right? Creating a healthy work life balance in this digital age, right? So, I'm thrilled to have all of you amazing panelists who will help us explore how do we juggle our work life while also nurturing our personal lives. So, let's get started. Kavya, as the expert at doing this, what are the strategies that you use to juggle your work life and your personal life?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, Vimal. Hello, everyone. And yeah, when we talk about work-life balance, right, the first key is to set your boundaries, right? In this digital age, we are always connected. Like, even if we go out for a lunch or a dinner with our loved ones, we are still checking our phones, checking our emails and messages and everything. So the first thing is we have to set our boundaries, right? So there are different ways you can do it. Like, main thing is Nandini is laughing because I think she does that, right? So we all do it, like even when we are at lunch and everything, right? So set your boundaries, like set a dedicated workspace for yourself. So you should have something like, this is where I work. So if you come out and sit on a couch, you should not work there. You should not check your phone and check your emails there, right? So set a dedicated work hour, for example, right? So you can set a work hour like morning from this time to this time I work. Then if I'm with my children, I spend time with my children, right? You
Very
should
nice.
not be checking your phone while you're sitting next to your children, and while they are playing with you, your concentration is somewhere else, right? It should not happen. So main thing is, like, set a dedicated workspace. That would be, again, it'll make you more productive also. When you're sitting at that table, you have to work. You should not be distracted with anything else, right? That is one thing. And also, a lot of people, especially this is also for people who are employees, and they take a lot of responsibilities on themselves and they put the pressure on themselves, right? So they don't feel like saying no to things. So when somebody comes and asks you to do something, you'll just, okay, why should that person feel bad, right? So you'll just say, okay, I'll do it sometimes, right? So you take a lot of pressure. And maybe, yeah, most of you might have experience, right? So somebody is going on a holiday or leave, and they say that, okay, can you take my shift? Okay, let me take, because you don't want that person to feel bad. So there's one approach that I had learned even while I was working, right? So it's called yes no yes approach, right?
Oh,
So if you want to say no, but if you don't want to make the other person feel bad, you can actually use this approach where you, first thing is yes, where you actually acknowledge that person's request. So if somebody comes and asks you, can you do this work for me, or can you go live with me, or something like that, right? So you can say, thank you for inviting me for that, but the second step is saying no, where you say it in a polished way, right? So you don't have to hurt that person. You say that,
yes.
and you have to be very, what do you say, you have to be strict, and you have to say that, okay, no, I don't have the time for this one, so I'm not able to take this, right? So that is a no. So you should not be like very apologetic or sorry, I don't think I can. So you should not be in confusion yourself. You have to be very, you have to know that, okay, you know, you don't have the time, right? So you have to tell them, thank you for inviting me, or thank you for thinking of me for this task, but I think I don't have the time bandwidth for this. So, and the third one is, again, yes, right? Yes, no, and again, yes. For the last one, what you say is, maybe you can give them some other option, right? So maybe, or another time. So maybe after 2 weeks, I can do this for you again. Or maybe this person is good at this. Try asking that person. So you're saying yes, no, and yes. So I think that's a very good approach, even for employees who can, like, use this
Yeah,
strategy.
very,
Instead of
very nice.
saying and making the other person feel bad, you are acknowledging it and saying that you don't have the time, but you're also giving them different options, right? So
Very
these are different things we can try, women.
cool,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, those are very good points. Thanks, Kavya. And I've used many of the things that you are talking about here. So very effective.
especially
Completely
in our
agree.
IT
Exactly.
profession, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
100% true. Yeah. In any field, I would say.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Shana, you're also from another field, but you might have seen these things that Kavya is talking about, right? So what are the strategies, what are the tips that you use in your life to, juggle work and personal life?
Yes, so like when I came into this business, it helped me a lot to juggle my personal and workspace, like, because it made my life so much flexible than before. That's the first step I done. So the first thing we have to juggle, whatever it is, we have to maintain our routines in life. Like, if we decide something to do, for example, I'll say, most of our audience or in the people around the world, every day, every year, January 1st, we will think, okay, this year, every day we will go to gym for to stay healthy. How many of us complete that goal on January 30th? I say 50% of us will not carry on. I am one among them. Every January 1st, I'll make that goal and I'll lose it in the maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I will stop it because one thing, most of us are doing it because we don't have time. So if we won't prioritize ourselves first, we can't help the family or the people around us. So take small steps. And one tip I use is use the AI techniques. Come out of that conventional techniques. Like, most of the mothers spend too much time in the kitchen for the family. The excuse they're telling is, we are doing that for our kids, we are doing that for our family. But think, more than the food, more than anything else, your family needs your time. If we are not staying healthy, if we can't make a routine steps to do that, we can't be there for our family. So, like, the main thing is building routines. And on the other hand, then we can be a role model for our kids as well for that building routines. If we do that, our kids will copy from us. So building routine is a very important thing in our life to support our well-being and for our family's well-being. So I think the main and important thing is define your priorities.
Very true.
So, like, going to the kitchen or going to the supermarket is not your priority. Your priority is your family time and your health. That should be your priority. So, take whatever takes it. Many people, like including me, if you ask me in 2 years ago, I was also reluctant to take these AI technologies. I know there are still people stay in that conventional techniques because they don't want to come out of that comfort zone because of fear, because of some other things. So when you come out of that conventional techniques and absorb the new techniques, it will make your life more easier, and it will help to build that routine also because it gives you more time. It will simplify the hard tasks to the simple tasks.
Makes sense.
Just for an example, I'll tell you, years ago, like maybe 5 years ago, most of us used to wash the dishes. Now the dishwasher will do.
Yeah.
So such simple techniques. Still, there are mothers who don't want to do the dishwasher because the dishes won't wash properly. That's just a thought. That's just a thought. But the people who absorbed that new technique saved time.
Yeah. It's very important to save time. Good points. Thanks, Shana. How about you, Molly? What are the things that you use in your life to juggle this work and
Yeah,
life?
thanks, Vimal. Yeah, so we all struggle with maintaining a healthy relationship. I mean, a busy schedule. As Kavya said, we have to set boundaries. And I like what Shana said about the dishwasher because I was one among them. I didn't want to do with the dishwasher, and I always thought, my plates and cutleries won't get clean. But then I realized I am actually washing most of the time, like hours I'm taking to wash morning to evening. And then I was like, enough is enough. Let me get a dishwasher. And it actually saved my life, actually, the hours we are saving. Yeah. So, when we are busy with our schedules, who is affected is our loved ones because they often take a back seat, and no success is meaningful if our loved ones feel neglected. And with the with the digital work now we're doing, we take on lots of appointment schedules, we pack ourselves with, and then we neglect our families or loved ones. And even during our meal times or with the family, our phone is always on. We get emails, we get phone calls, and then we are distracted away from the family. And if the family reaches to us for something, we shut them off saying, no, come back later. So they feel neglected and they feel they're not important. And it's sort of like they're competing with our devices to get that
Yeah.
attention. And for me to stay connected with the families or the nurture relationships are like no work dinner. So make sure we dedicate at least 1 meal with the family and then dedicate that time for the family. No emails, no phones, nothing. And then have a digital detox weekends. So at least once a month, have a time with your family, unplug entirely all those equipments that takes away attention away from your family and your loved ones. And, detox means you could go for a hike with your family or could play some cards or maybe heart-to-heart conversations, and they feel loved and they feel like okay they are part of, they feel non-negotiable as well. And then schedule quality time, just like we schedule our time for our digital work or our work life, schedule time for the family, and then it should be consistent, and that shows them they really matter, that the loved ones really matter to us, and be present for them. So when you're with the loved one, give them all your full attention and put your devices away and really listen to them. And then the other important thing is the communication. So, because of our work schedule and a busy schedule, we may have something coming up with a deadline. So communicate to them in advance that you are busy and you won't be available at this particular time. So that transparency helps them to understand they are also non-negotiable. They are also, you also love them and want to care for them as well. And then at the same time, listen to them, acknowledge their feelings. And, if you have to apologize with them, apologize. And it all helps with the help to maintain that healthy relationships. And,
Very nice.
there is nothing, what at the end of the day, what matters is our loved ones. And without a healthy family, there is no point in working hard. Yeah, back to you,
Yep.
women.
Yeah. Thanks, Molly. That was really gold. Um, Nandini, how do you go about handling your busy schedule that you have versus with your personal time? Nandini, you're on mute, by the way.
There's some work going on here. If that work comes
Okay.
through, let me know. I'll wear my headphones. So I
Sure.
think I role model my parents. My mother was a director and a principal of a school, and my dad was working like he was with Chia Tires. But family time was family time. I learned by osmosis, literally. So, like meal times, we did, of course, those days was that black wall phone. Meal times, nobody answered the phone. No one.
Nice.
8:30, you did not answer the phone after that. That was
Okay.
it. So the family was priority. Every Friday, my father would fetch us from school and take us to the beach till Monday morning. At the beach, there was no phone. There was just time with my mama and papa and and our three children. So they inculcated that in me at a very young age. How personal self care is so important. We were taught to read, we were taught to listen to music, spend time on our own. And in the afternoons, my brother, sister, and me would go to the beach and spend quality time on the beach. So they taught me at a very early age to prioritize self care without feeling guilty. That is a number one priority because if I am taken care of, I will take care of everybody else. The self care is essential and we have to redefine self care in our lives, each one of us separately. Like, even if it's like buying a washing machine, Shana said, that's part of the self care routine for self and family. So, at an early age, I was taught the importance of witness mode, of meditation. Until today, I do it, and it's very easy now. I know everybody has very busy schedules, so just learn to do snack self care. Literally, even if for 1 minute you just close your eyes and just take your awareness to your breath, just for that 1 minute. You can do it in a train, you can do it at work, you can do it at home. Just take that little break. That's it. Want to listen to music in
Understood.
that 1 minute? You can, but you can do that 1 minute of just going inwards. That helps in refreshing, regrouping, rebooting so much of our inner selves.
walking. I was taught at a very young age to walk every day. You don't know, the benefits of walking are just amazing. The benefits of being near the sea. So that's at the first of last year. Like always, the sea and that salt water is very healing for you. Spending time with loved ones, friends, family, anybody. And as entrepreneurs, and this Kavya really taught me, and I, as a life coach and well-being mentor, have also taught my clients and the people that I love the importance of switching off. She has forced me to switch off every day at 8:30. I failed 1 or 2 days, but for the most part at 8:30, I remember, not 8:30, 8 o'clock. I remember Kavya at 8. Oh God, she's told you to switch off. I switch off. Normally, I switch off my phone by 9:30. It goes on silent, but now at 8 o'clock, I'm trying to. I know there's no such thing as trying, but I will do it. I will.
Absolutely.
And then little examples of self care. You decide what your self care is. I'm not a great journaler. I used to journal a lot before, but now it's deep breathing and walking, which are my go-to. So for
Sounds
each
good.
one of us, it's unique. Maybe or somebody will do pottery. I know Kavya wants to start pottery. Maybe Molly will do her writing in her journal. I know she likes to do that a lot. Maybe Shana will chill and tell her husband, let's order out tonight. Because at that time I'd spend with my kids. Maybe Vimal likes to put his phone on focus mode and go have a coffee at the Forum Mall. I don't know. Or spend time with his two little kids doing some fun stuff. So we all have our different things, but remember that self-care is very, very important. So
Very
thank you,
nice.
everybody, and thank you, Vimal.
Very well said. Thanks, Nandini. So, a lot of good points from all our panelists here today. About setting boundaries, using household appliances to gain back time in your life, spending time with family, prioritizing them, and the power of meditation, and taking a minute off as a snack. So it's all amazing. So I think what we should, just to summarize, right? We need to heal ourselves, because sometimes when we think about it, right, we think that working hard is the opposite of resting, right? Well, actually it's not true. Unless you're able to rest and recuperate, right, you won't be able to work hard. And the reverse also, unless you work hard, you won't be able to enjoy deep rest. So but we have to bring out balance in that. So great points, everybody. It was lovely talking to you, and see you guys next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.